Hey, and welcome to Off Balance with me, Arish Shah. This is the podcast where I take you through bite-sized chunks of knowledge that I've learned over the last 20 years operating as a CEO and CFO. You ready? Let's get to it. Finance is art more than science. So this one confuses a lot of people, and that's because they assume, correctly in some parts, that finance is all about numbers. But the reality is that whilst a lot of finance is around the numbers, it's also around contracts and narrative. And what I mean by that is when you are buying some equity or creating a derivative, really the thing that underpins all of that is a contract. And contracts are conjured up, at least for the time being, by human minds. Maybe in the future we'll have ChatGPT doing them, but let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet. And the thing about contracts is they can be worded in any number of ways. It really depends on who's writing the contract and who's signing the contract. And this is why finance is more art than science. It's about understanding how numbers flow and what people want, and then writing out contracts to achieve those goals. In fact, even accountancy is more art than science. As I'm fond of saying, accountants are the only people that can take 1 and 7 and make negative 55. And why is that? Because accounting is a set of rules that depends upon various functions of deferred revenue streams or timing differences, which mean that your cash never matches your profit and loss, which is very distinct from your balance sheet. And the reason that accountants are trained to do this is because it isn't science, it's art. There are rules and there are sort of regulations that you have to abide by, but there is some creativity in that as well. Otherwise, we wouldn't have issues as we've had with FTX as an example, where you have numbers that are written on a spreadsheet somewhere sitting off balance sheet and explained away in a missive to shareholders. So think about this the next time you're talking to your accountant or someone that you're fundraising from. Finance is more about the art than the science. It's all about communicating numbers, not just the numbers themselves. There we go. Hit me up in my DMs on LinkedIn or Twitter if you've got any questions. Otherwise, let's get back to building.